What was the true meaning behind Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's recent visit to Nigeria? If you brought into the propaganda they were selling, you would believe it was about uplifting young women and girls. It was about mental health advocacy. It was about promoting the Invictus Games and one day possibly having the Invictus Games being hosted in Nigeria. And last but not least, and of course, it's because Meghan Markle took a genealogy test which revealed that she is in fact 43% Nigerian, according to Meghan Markle, not according to the test, because no one has seen these test results. Yeah, so that's what you would believe that visit was all about. And if you believe any of that, I have a bridge to sell you, and the link is in my bio, okay? Nothing, but nothing the Montecito duo does is not rooted in personal gain, and I mean nothing. I'm sorry I'm late to the party, everyone, but I have arrived. It's been a little over a week, but I brought tea and opinions, so go grab your tea, and I will meet you right back here. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Carla and I am a royal watcher. Today we are going to discuss the controversial visit between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to Nigeria and the impact it had on King Charles, especially as he battles cancer. We'll also delve into what I believe Prince William's reaction to the unauthorized visit is. So if you're curious to know more about this controversial visit, then keep watching. To begin, let me provide you with a little context regarding the visit to Nigeria from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Last week, the wannabe hybrid royal couple made an unsanctioned trip to the Commonwealth country without the approval of the royal family or the British government. But don't worry, it was verbally made clear that this was a private visit, according to the British Commissioner to Nigeria. Richard Montgomery said that he was not involved in any of the activities or facilitating the program that of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So if you were confused, there was no reason to be confused because it was a private visit according to this. And yeah, just like when I go on private vacations, I have guards standing at my beck and call. Major fashion show. I'm visiting charities and I'm trying to talk about humanitarian. I'm doing symposiums. I always do that, don't you? Harry and Meghan arrived in Nigeria last Friday morning after a brief reunion in Windsor Suites at Heathrow. Meghan touched down in the UK on Thursday evening from Los Angeles. Is there any wonder why the Brits really dislike this woman, or at least most of them? She practically gave them the middle finger. She skulked her way into Windsor Suite. She did not bother to go to the UK to support and stand by her husband, to which the Invictus Games means so much to the pair. But she couldn't go to any of the ceremonies in London. But she can sneak into Windsor Suite as she's laying over to go to Nigeria. She carries the title, but she absolutely has no interest in the great people of the United Kingdom, and certainly none of Sussex. And this is where Meghan Markle loses for me every single time. Instead of straightening her back, putting her chin up and eyes forward, no, she slithers around like a snake and does very intentional things that non-royal watchers doesn't pick up on. She's not a nice person. And she will never win over the public in the long run by pulling stunts like this, which leads me to believe that she's trolling the good people of the United Kingdom. She's doing these things intentionally because she can, and no one has done anything to stop her. She exploits the people of Sussex constantly by reminding the world that she's the Duchess of Do Nothing for Sussex. And that has to annoy the good people of Sussex. It annoys me, and I'm not even from there. Last week, the Montecito duo landed in Nigeria with a very clear mission. Well, to crown Meghan Princess, of course, of the Commonwealth. Their agenda was packed with engagements from visiting schools dressed half naked to meeting wounded soldiers and forcing them to take dramatic-looking black and white photographs for their next Netflix docuseries, and supposedly all in the spirit of fostering support for the Invictus Games. And if you forgot what Invictus Games is all about, you're in good company. Most people tune into the Harry and Meghan show to see what these two are doing. They want to know what she's wearing, and they want to read body language to try to interpret the imminent future of this whirlwind romance turned royal marriage. Everyone's waiting for the crash. Oh, but did we all forget that the Invictus Games are supposed to assist wounded service members and veterans by turning their struggles into stories? Do we know any of their stories? We know about Harry's story and we know about Meghan's struggles, but do we know anything about anyone from the Invictus Games? I don't, and I have followed these two. So they're not doing a very good job, if you ask me, with regards to supporting the soldiers and service members of militaries that have a story to tell. And in all seriousness, I really wish that they would start focusing on these so that the attention that they bring, they could actually spend this to do good. They do bring a lot of publicity to whatever they do. They can bring the publicity to the Invictus Games and put the spotlight where it actually belongs. We don't need to know what Meghan Markle is wearing. She could wear Invictus gear to take the attention off her wardrobe, and anytime the camera is forced into her face or is honed in on the pair, they can just redirect it back to the soldiers and service members. But they don't, which you have to know that the sole reason that they use the Invictus Games is to brand themselves and to make themselves look good, and because it is a self-serving reason. Until Prince Harry and Meghan Markle do right by the Invictus Games, it will remain what it currently is, which is the Harry and Meghan show, unfortunately. And the great people of Nigeria got a fashion show from the chameleon that changes her heritage as often as she changes her shoes. The people of Nigeria got to watch two very out-of-touch millionaires prance around their country as if they're really going to do something for that country, when in actuality, Nigeria did more for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle than Prince Harry and Meghan Markle did for Nigeria. They paraded around this country as if they were knights in shining armor. As this country struggles with endemic corruption, poor economic diversity, and high levels of poverty and inequality, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle put the spotlight on themselves. And to be clear, that was not a dig at Nigeria, because if I closed my eyes, I would probably think I was describing certain areas of the United States. I can tell you that if a foreign person comes here and my tax dollars are being used to fund an empty visit, I would be 100% furious, as the good people in Nigeria has every right to be. Their funds has so many other good purposes that it could have gone to, instead of using it for two millionaires who need for nothing to parade around their country as if they're on their way to the beach in sundresses and inappropriately dressed to be in front of dignitaries and children. The United States doesn't usually waste taxpayer money on these frivolous state visits. No, 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 no. No, we typically waste money on proxy wars around the world. And we waste money to line the pockets of our corrupt politicians. That's what we waste our money on. We have people starving on the streets. We have inflation literally kicking the middle classes behind the United States. And we choose to waste our money elsewhere. But that is a completely different topic. We all have issues, Nigeria. That was not a dig. I think you people are beautiful. And I wish I was not 43% Nigerian. One thing Meghan Markle has done she's certainly made me want to do a genealogy test so that I can find out where I'm from. While they were in Nigeria, they watched a volleyball game, they visited hospitals and charities, and their itinerary was published in a press conference giving a complete rundown of the agenda of Harry and Meghan while they were in Nigeria, because nothing is more secure than broadcasting your itinerary in front of all the people of the land. And these are the same two people that travel to exclusive polo clubs in the United States with enough security to protect a football team. Yet, they can go to Nigeria with the Netflix crew overseas and post their itinerary in a press conference and feel completely safe. That should tell you a little bit about the logic and the motive behind these two. Nigeria is a very special part of the Commonwealth and has a very important relationship with the British monarchy. Usually, these Commonwealth visits are carefully planned and coordinated to ensure that diplomatic protocols are followed. Unfortunately, these diplomatic protocols escaped Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's visit to Nigeria, and here's how. When Meghan was asked what has she done to know more about her newfound culture and her 43% Nigerian roots, Meghan Markle danced around that with more intensity than Jojo Siwa. I have never seen anyone dance around a question so intensely. She love-bombed the beautiful women of Nigeria and complimented them by complimenting herself to say that she was complimenting them. Take a look.
And I say that mostly as a compliment to all of you, because what they define as a Nigerian woman is brave, resilient, courageous, and
she did nothing to understand her culture. She dressed inappropriately most of her stay, and Harry cosplayed as a high-ranking member of the British military by inspecting Nigeria's guard, which was completely bizarre and confusing. These two were also flown around the country of Nigeria by a wanted fugitive in America who is wanted for laundering $20 million through the U.S. banking system. And if that's not enough, let's add a little insult to injury. On their way home from their sham fake it till you make it faux royal visit, news broke that Archwell Foundation was banned from raising money and for spending money for their foundation by the Attorney General of California for failing to submit records and to pay a bill. You cannot make this stuff up. I would say their visit was not quite on the mark of being carefully planned and coordinated, but that's just if you ask me. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's visit to Nigeria raised eyebrows and raised a significant stir within the royal family and the media. The harm that these two have caused to the monarchy is having people around the globe second-guess the purpose of these royal visits. It must leave a lot of people wondering, do royal visits truly shape international relations? Or are they merely ceremonial gestures adorned with pomp and circumstance? And make no mistake, their Nigeria journey stirred considerable waves back in the United Kingdom. Reports suggest that King Charles was furious, as he had every right to be, at the couple's autonomous decision to undertake this visit. They show blatant disrespect to not only the king, but to Harry's father, which is very disrespectful. The concerns were not merely about the familial protocols, but the broader implications, such as the visit having on the delicate fabric of international relations with the Commonwealth countries. Harry and Meghan does not care about that. The unease stems from fear that such independent royal activities could signal a fragmentation of royal influence, potentially altering the dynamics of the Commonwealth relationships. And if you ask me, I fully believe that that is Meghan Markle's intent. The royal family, traditionally seen as a unifying symbol, now faces the challenge of balancing individual initiatives with collective diplomatic strategies. They really need to start honing it in. The repercussions of such rifts could extend beyond personal relationships, influencing the very manner in which the monarchy engages with the wider world. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, with their flimsy visit to Nigeria, has put a spotlight on the royal family in a negative way. I am not a royal sympathist, but I can say that to ride the coattails of someone that has given you what you have, only to tarnish it and spit in their face, is very disrespectful. It leaves everyone wondering, Are the royal family mere ambassadors of tradition, or can they be a genuine catalyst for change? It makes people wonder, what is the point? What is the purpose? It is only yet to be seen the repercussions of this Nigerian visit of Harry and Meghan. It hasn't done anything good yet, but I will be following what has happened for the Nigerian people in the coming weeks. So I'll periodically refer to the Nigerian trip in a negative way. I am not a royal sympathist, but I can say that to ride the coattails of someone that has given you what you have, only to tarnish it and spit in their face, is very disrespectful. The answers to these questions will shape the future, not just of the royals, but of the nations that look to them for leadership and unity. And keeping it real, Meghan can't even lead a successful jam campaign. What in the world is she going to do for an entire nation? There's only so far word salad speeches can go. And if you have never heard one of Meghan Markle's word salad speech, don't hurt yourself. So anyway, I do want to talk a little bit more about how some of the Nigerian viewed Meghan Markle, the motherland, her motherland, during Mother's Day weekend, where she left her kids at home so that she could prance around the world and be queened or crowned princess. There were some women that were not too happy about that. And part of the reason why I'm not really happy about Meghan Markle is the way she treats her family and Harry's family. I actually had a lot of respect for her until you can see what her agenda is. It's actually just an ugly, dark agenda. Please click like and subscribe.